Afrobeats in the news, people, guys. Ricardo Banks versus Wizkid is now official. Wizkid has unfollowed Ricardo Banks, and Ricardo Banks have unfollowed Wizkid. For all those my fans out there that don't really know what started the whole beef, let me give you guys a little bit of history lesson, pretty much. So on the 15th of October, Wizkid was supposed to release the album Made in Lagos, a highly anticipated album. People wanted to see that album, but Wizkid decided, what, you know what? I'm going to postpone this album simply because of the NSAS protest going on in Nigeria. There's too much going on right now in Nigeria. Let's focus on what's going on ground. So Wizkid decided to postpone the album indefinitely. On the same day, Ricardo Band decided that he was going to promote a song during Wizkid. And I guess before this, he must have called Wizkid and asked Wizkid that, you know what, I have a song, I want to drop it today. And Wizkid must have told him, guy, don't drop the song. I don't want any of my songs to be out. Ricardo Banks must have gone went on to tweet this. So Ricardo Banks tweeted this. Out of control Bedu must drop. This one with my brother at Whiskey Dio, Omo Lomo, midnight dropping. Still on the matter, hashtag EndSWAS, hashtag EndSARS, hashtag End Police Brutality. When Whiskey saw this, he was pissed, and you could tell from his tweet, he tweeted this. Delete this dude. Can't believe you're even doing this at a time like this. Old song, hashtag EndSARS fool. He didn't even stop there. He went on to ask Ricardo Banks. He said, ask Ricardo Banks, Clout Animal, hashtag end SARS. Now, once people saw this, they thought it was done for Ricardo Banks because, like, Whiskey came at Ricardo Banks really hard, called him a fool, a clout animal. Man, people started to drag Ricardo Banks and all that stuff. You know what? Ricardo Banks pretty much didn't respond. He just went on to release the song the next day, which was on the 16th of October. And that was a slap on Wizkid's face, to be honest. That was like disrespect because everything that Wizkid did not really bother the guy. I thought the guy just jejely went on to release the song. So after he released the song, Wizkid decided to unfollow Ricardo Banks on Instagram, and Ricardo Banks just jejely returned the favor. Now, so this beef is finally official, people. Like I said earlier on. Now the question is, will this beef help their career? Will it help Ricardo's career to beef with Wizkid, and will it help Wizkid's career? Guys, let me give you my 2 cents on this. First of all, the general consensus about beef generally is that it helps artists grow, it helps artists get more exposure and all that. But to be honest, in this case, I don't think that's what will happen. Ricardo Banks is not on Wizkid's level, right? A Wizkid Davido beef pushed their careers because Wizkid and Davido were on the same level. They had the same footing on the industry. They had the same connections and everything on the industry. No one could pretty much try to suppress the other person. But the case with Wizkid and Reekado Banks is different. Like Wizkid is the top dog here. Wizkid is pretty much running the Nigerian music industry right now. Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, so those are the top dogs. They're pretty much running the industry. So if you're coming at any of these guys, they can derail your career, and it's simple. They just choose to blackball you. Wizkid has more connections in terms of, he knows more artists that are in the industry than Ricardo Banks, and these are colleagues of Ricardo Banks that Ricardo Banks would probably want to feature in a song, have on a song, or sing with them or work with them. If Wizkid say, you know what, guys, I don't want you guys to work with Ricardo Banks, like I'm not cool with him or whatnot, that could pretty much affect Ricardo's career because he won't be able to get the right features he wants. He won't be able to, work with the right people that he wants to work with, the right producers as well. And not just that, show promoters. He can pretty much just say like, yo, these show promoters have messed with me. Don't mess with that guy. And that will be it. Radio stations as well. He can go as far as ask those radio stations that mess with him as well, not to play Ricardo songs. And all of these things are what an artist need to pretty much get his songs out there, to pretty much get crowns in the industry. So if you don't have that, that would derail your career. A classic example that I would give is the case of Kelly Handsome, right? So Kelly Handsome, if you don't know him, he was one that's not too much money. Now it's time to spending all of that. Like back then, 07, 08, he was like one of the newer artists that was blowing up, right, in the Nigerian music scene. But what happened was I ended up having a beef with Wande Cole. And back then, Wande Cole was with the Mo Hits record, and Mo Hits pretty much was controlling the whole industry. You had, Don Jazzy, the band, the Prince, and then Wande Cole and the rest of the crew. They were pretty much running the whole Nigerian music industry. Guess what they did? They blackballed him. So no radio station was playing his song anymore. No DJ was playing his tunes. No artist was willing to work with him. And that affected his career. Even up till this day, he's still struggling to come back. And it's a guy that have like pretty much, music that was timeless. Like if you go back and listen to his old discography, he has like some of the best songs. He had The Boys. But yet, because of the fact that he chose to beef with an artist that was running the industry back then, it affected his career greatly. And I think that's the case that Ricardo is in right now. If Ricardo doesn't try as much as possible to make amends with Wizkid and try to settle this thing, it can affect his career big time, big time, big time, people. And I'm being serious about it. Anyway, guys, tell me what you feel about it. Tell me if you think that this beef is just like a manufactured beef and not a real one, or probably if you think it's a real one, tell me. Just tell me in the comment section, and also tell me your opinion on who you think is wrong here. Was Wizkid wrong by dragging Ricardo like that, or was Ricardo wrong by releasing the song? Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's not post notification. I'm out for now. Peace.